Here are my top 10 least favorite movies I saw in 2025. These are just my opinions. If you enjoyed any of these, more power to you. At 10, I have Jurassic World Rebirth. At this point, I think it's time to put this franchise to rest, at least for a while, because it feels like it's out of gas. I found this to be such a dull and uninspired installment with nothing really to offer other than some decent visual effects. At 9, I have Fountain of Youth. I like Guy Ritchie, but this was unfortunately a huge miss on his part. He's capable of so much better as a director, and this mainly feels like a sad ripoff of Indiana Jones and National Treasure with none of the suspense or excitement. At 8, I have Fear Street Prom Queen, schlocky horror with over-the-top gore that feels completely weightless, which takes a lot of the thrill out of things. Overall, it came across as cheap and very forgettable. At 7, I have G20. I think Viola Davis is a great actor, which is why I think it's so disappointing her talents are wasted on this generic and bland action film that's really just a snooze fest. At 6, I have a Minecraft movie. Should have been called a brain rot movie instead because I feel like I lost brain cells while watching this. It's dumb and it's lazy, and I expected that, but worst of all, there's not an ounce of fun to be had here. At 5, there's Five Nights at Freddy's 2. There's so much to complain about here, such as the horrendous script, the predictable story that's not scary at all, the stiff performances, and the flat direction. But this movie's biggest sin is that it's just dreadfully boring. At 4, I have Oh What Fun, one of the most unpleasant Christmas comedies I've seen in quite a long time. It's not funny, it's not charming, it did the opposite of getting me in the holiday spirit, and I found almost all of the characters to be extremely irritating. At 3, I have Summer of '69, a raunchy comedy that's very cringy, lame, and full of cliches. It didn't get a single laugh out of me, and the only joy I got from it was when it was finally over. At 2, I have The Electric State. For a movie with a budget of $320 million, this was a ginormous embarrassment even by straight-to-streaming standards. It really goes to show how throwing money at something won't make it good. That money could have gone to projects with some actual creative integrity. And now the Russo brothers are back to making Avengers movies, and based on this, I'm not exactly hopeful for Doomsday. And finally, at number 1, I have War of the Worlds. It's been a while since I've seen a movie that's this awful. It feels like no effort went into this. It's incredibly sloppy. It's visually ugly. Everyone in the cast seems lost. For some reason, all of the characters can't react to anything normally. The script and direction feel incapable of understanding basic human interactions. And there are some of the most egregious product placements I've ever seen shoved in here. It's one bad thing after another, and I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface of this movie's incompetence.